Hey guys, today we'll be talking to Gail Pontius. She's an IEP teacher and she'll be talking to us about volunteer work and how it has helped her to become a better person. So hang with us and you'll see the interview in a bit. Hi Gail.
Hi, Felipe.
Could you talk a little about your experience in volunteer work?
Yeah, I was thinking about when I started volunteering, and honestly, I started in elementary school. Because when a teacher would say, I need a volunteer to help with this or that, I always did it.
What were your favorite destinations? You've talked about Guatemala. Was there a place that you went and really enjoyed? And why?
I don't know if I can answer that. I do love Guatemala, but part of the reason is because my husband Brad and I lived there for 2 years when we were younger. And our first child was born there to us, so I just have lots of memories, So and I love the people. The people are fantastic in Guatemala. So I think it is one of my favorite places. The country's beautiful, the people are wonderful, and there's a lot of need. And we have this partnership, so I guess that would be. But I've traveled to Honduras and Ethiopia and India, Indonesia, and China, Thailand. Every place is unique, and I love getting to know people in different places too. So, I can't say I've had any bad experiences.
And do people there value this help from abroad?
That's a really good question because it is possible to go and sort of in a colonial way force yourself on someone, and they really don't want you there. So that's why I actually like working through my church. Because my church has taken care to make sure that where we go, they actually want us there.
How important do you think that volunteer work is for the improvement of society?
Well, that's interesting. I guess if it's I think pretty obvious that we have a lot of problems in the world. So it's governments can help with problems, education can help with problems, but if you boil it down to who really helps, it's the individual. So in some small way, if I can do some small thing to help out in my community, in my country, and if I have the opportunity even in other countries, then I'm helping. The other thing volunteering does is it kind of helps the person take their eyes off of themselves, because usually if we're volunteering, it's in a situation where the people have less than we do, and it takes my eyes off of myself, and I don't know, just to focus on as if the world revolves around me. And puts my focus on someone else and someone else's needs. And I think that's just a really good thing. If it helps us not to be so self-centered.
What advice would you give to those who are interested in volunteer work but have no experience yet? Or feel a bit, afraid?
Yeah, it's not comfortable. So just do it. We live in our comfort zones. Get out of your comfort zone and do something uncomfortable. Many of the people listening to this, IEP students, already have done that. They got out of their own culture. They're living in another culture and another language. So you know what that feels like, and you can do it. So I'd say just do it. And one thing I've had to learn to do, especially when I'm volunteering for another organization, is be willing to do anything, anything, no matter how menial it may seem that they might ask you to do. So honestly, if it's come over here and clean our toilets, okay, I'll do that. I can do that. I do that in my own house. I can do that here and help you. And sometimes it's come over and take care of our kids for a little bit. Okay, I can do that. It's not really my thing nowadays, but I can do that. So I'd say just be willing to do whatever little good you can do and just do it. Just think of your interest areas and find something that you think, yeah, I could do that. And then just go do it until you feel more comfortable. I don't know if that makes sense.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We're here with Domingas. Hi, Domingas.
Hi, Philip.
Uh, we're gonna talk about volunteer work, and my first question to you is, when and where was your first volunteering experience?
My first volunteer experience was in Angola. Um, I did it. I can remember exactly when, but it was always connected with church work, and it was kind of, if I can say, small, because I didn't realize how important this work was, and I think my real and big experience with volunteer work was here at the United States.
And why did you become interested in volunteer work? Do you remember?
Why I remember, because being since I'm a Christian, I know that one of the, if I can say, rules of my religion is to love and help each other, and I always think that it is important to help everybody that is in need. And when I found out that there is opportunity to do that also here, I think it was great.
And how dedicated were people in the volunteering environment? I mean, in Angola, were people really dedicated, and here, did you feel any difference?
Yes, I feel, because as I say, when I work in Angola, it was kind of just, I'm in charge and I have to do that. It's kind of just to be part of the group. And but here is different. Here I did it because I wanted. I try to find out how I can do that. But in Angola, it's just I was in charge and someone said, and yeah, let's go. But here I had to find where I can do this type of work, and I think here people is more dedicated, because I found many students, many IE students there, and I was really surprised that they work there. It's kind of people can use kind of they school staff to say, to justify the fact that they are not doing volunteer work, but not they kind of bring they school staff to the volunteer work. They stay there, they have to take care of the people, and when they are doing their volunteer work, they are doing their academic work as well at the same time.
So for them, there are no excuses. They just do.
There are no excuses. Yeah, I found this really interesting.
And how did your experiences affect you as a person? Did they change you?
Yes, the volunteer work changed my life, because when one day when I was doing the volunteer work, I was talking with some homeless, and I could talk and share experience and know how it is be homeless, and I could be aware how it is so sad, and it make me realize that I should do more. I should do more for people, not just sometime, not just when when I find that I think that I have time. It's kind of, I have to work in my schedule to find time for that. It's just it's not just I cannot use excuse for to not do that. It's kind of, if there is a person, there is, I found many people who had family, had work to do, but they didn't use this as excuse. And I don't have nothing to do. It's just IP classes. Then it's not excuse, because they have many things to do and they are doing this type of volunteer. Why I cannot? Yeah, why can I? And there is one day then when I finished to do the volunteer, and I walk to some homeless, and one of them said thank you, and they didn't. I think they just say to kind of to say, to show how grateful he is, but I think he didn't realize how his word make a big difference in me. I could see that my work wasn't in vain, that I really helped someone.
Yeah, you were really helping, and it really felt good to help someone. That's awesome. Well, and what would you say to motivate others to start, volunteering more?
I would say to others that just complain about life is not enough. We have to work hard. We have to find out how we can make this world better. And do volunteer stuff is kind of, they will return, this work will somehow return to us. If we help children, we will help the future. We will help the future of our children, and people should really find a way to help one another.
And what advice would you give to those like starting now? Because you already had your first experience, and maybe it was kind of hard. And so what would you tell them? Like, keep on doing it, push through. What would you say?
I would say that people who start now, keep doing that, because you are not wasting your time. It's the contrast. You are really doing something appreciable, and the Lord have seen everything you have done.
Thank you so much, Dominguez, for your time. And this was the interview. So we talked about volunteer work here. We interviewed Gail, and now we interviewed Dominguez. And I hope you enjoy. And until next time, bye.